Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I have something fun to share with you that would be a really great Christmas gift, I think. So you're getting it plenty of time to think about that as an option for a creative person in your life. So I actually was a beta tester on this product and I gave my feedback, and I'm really excited to see what the final outcome was. But yeah, let's open it up. Let's open it up. So this is from a company called Viviva. You've probably seen me use their color sheets in videos. I tend to use them more when I'm out and about sketching. Not necessarily if I'm going to go out and plein air paint for the day, but if I just want to have some stuff handy, like in my car or in my little sketching bag that doesn't take up a lot of space. And so maybe they haven't been on, they've been on some videos, I've done some videos on them, but they tend to just be something I tuck into a sketchbook and run out the door with. So this new product, I'm just going to take the sticker out because I was feeling that might have my address on it. Yep, it did. So this is a meditation kit. It's Meditate with Art, and there are 3 different versions of this. So we've got a mandala kit. We've got an around the world kit, and it looks like they're different sizes. The size that I had given feedback on was the A6 size, and then we've got another one that is florals. So the one that I had reviewed came in a different cover than what you're going to see here today, so I didn't bring that out, but I did want to bring over the little coloring book because they're kind of fun. Lila did this with my daughter. After I tested it and gave the feedback on it, I gave it to her because I thought it was something that she would enjoy. She loves to do craft projects. She loves art. She loves drawing. She loves coloring in adult coloring books. She loves all that sort of thing. And this is one of the coloring pages she did, and you can see the vibrancy of the colors. This is printed on watercolor paper. There's a lot of different designs that are toner printed, and this is the one that I painted just to kind of give the paper a test out, and it was really fun. The details are very small, so especially on the smaller sized books, so just kind of give you an idea if you're deciding between the A6 set or the A5 set. It's kind of confusing in America because we don't use the A type of measurements, we use like inches, so the lower the number you get with the A's, the bigger the thing is. So it's kind of a little confusing. But let's look at the A6 set here. We've got a cloth fabric. It's a jute fabric. It zips up so you don't have to worry about losing anything. The other one, the Viviva folios, usually come and they're open, and they either have like an elastic strap to close them or they have a magnet. And I really enjoy those, but sometimes you do lose something out of the pocket, especially if you're like me and you like to tuck in like an extra laminated sheet for color mixing and whatnot. So in the kit, we have a pen here. It looks like, I wonder if it is a different color. Let's look at this. We have got, let me take a little bit of the wrapping here, and that's a black pen. It's just got a red cap on it. It's let's see, does it have the size? It says 1/0, so it's a pretty broad nib. It's it feels like a roller ball, kind of. A graphic liner, Otho graphic liner. I'm not familiar with that brand. I can't smell anything from the ink, but I can smell the scented incense that comes with this kit. So this is meant to be able to relax. Oh, okay, you know what? These have some printed ones, and I think you're probably supposed to add more details to it. So you'd use the pen probably to add more details on these printed ones. And then you've got some mandalas to color, and then you've got some other designs that are a little bit more kind of graphic. The thing that I think would be kind of neat about these, if you're like a card maker, is that these are about, I would say, postcard size. So you know, you can always write a little postcard information on the back, or if there's a pattern that you don't like, this has a really nice texture on the back side. It's got, it's a little bit smoother on the front side. The back side is like your typical, like randomized cold press texture. So you could use the backs if you wanted to, if you weren't crazy about the design on the front. You probably still could anyway, use both sides, but I think that's kind of a nice feature. But let me just measure this really quick. I've got my mat here. I'm just going to see how big this is. We have got, it's 4 by, I would say 5.5. So yeah, that could be either put on a greeting card, or it could be mailed as a postcard. So I think that's kind of a neat option. I think these would make really nice gifts for especially kids in college, because you got the workload. It might be stressful. It's a little way to unwind. Now, the neat thing about this set, and I know, like, because I was a beta tester, I know a little bit about these kits, is there's actually a guided meditation that you can download. So I don't really want to show you the QR code because I don't think that's really fair to show that, but there is a QR code you can scan. I think it's actually on the packaging probably, and that would open up their recorded meditation. So you could turn that on, you could light your incense, and then you could just relax and listen to that. Now this is strong smelling. It kind of smells like a soap, like a strong, well, not really, it's kind of soapy, I guess. Maybe a little spicy, like a spicy soap. Maybe that's sandalwood. I don't know my incense. I apologize. But it is a kind of strong. So I do want to warn you there. If you're sensitive to scents, this might be a bit much for you. We've got a pretty generous pocket in here. And I'm always thinking about how can I use this when the product is used up. And I've been using the Viviva folio since they first came out, and I do find that I'm always reusing it and refilling it. I've bought new sketchbooks to replace the ones that I used up, and they're really handy, especially for Inktober when you're trying to, you know, find those little scraps of time to draw. So I have really good feelings through the Viviva product line because I've used so many of their different products. We've got a water brush here with a medium tip. I've used their water brushes before. I'm not going to fill this one up just because been there, done that. I'm very familiar with that. And yeah, I like that they've added these gussets to the pockets because their original folios were not zippered and they didn't have gussets, and it was really limiting how much you could put in there. Now here we have something that wasn't in the set that I got to try before, and these are stickers. Oh my gosh. Rejuvenate, rest, rise, flourish and nourish, savor life's little joys, persist, progress, prevail, and build your happy place. These are really sweet. Those would actually be really nice embellishments on a greeting card too. As like someone who makes cards once in a while, I don't know if I call myself a card maker, but I occasionally like to make cards. It's nice to see products that you can use. Now we've got this little belly band on the sleeve. It tells you who put the project together. I think that's so nice. And there's the color sheets. And if you're not familiar with the Viviva color sheets, they're pretty much like a Peerless watercolor, if you've ever heard of those. They look like swatches, but there's supposedly a half pan worth of color in each of these swatches. They are a dye-based watercolor, so they're not going to be light fast. Not that you necessarily need something light fast in a coloring book product. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I feel like I keep going off camera. But they're a lot of fun. I don't know about there being a full half pan of colors. Just as I've used them up, it seems like it's a little bit less, but it could also be that I'm using them more because they're just convenient. I have them in the car. Anytime I have free time, I can grab them and use them. So maybe I'm just using them more than any particular set that I already have. But there is a generous amount of paint on there. And this space underneath here, you would just swatch your colors. And I have in-depth reviews on all of their products. So if you want to go check that out, you can. And then we've got some mixing area here. Now, I tend to use some packing tape and put it over the mixing area just to make it a little less absorbent because these products are meant to be sustainable and recyclable. However, recyclable paper does not necessarily bead up as well for mixing as plastic does. So I do take a little bit of packing tape and put it over that area, and then I can mix a little bit better. It doesn't stain. So that's something to consider. Maybe you don't want to do that because you want to make sure you can recycle it afterwards. We have very dodgy recycling in my state and my town, so I don't count on anything being recycled. I try to just get the most use as I can out of something before I eventually have to throw it away, unfortunately. But there's that. Then we've got information on the Viviva's Meditate with Art. I'm just going to pull that off camera here because we have, okay, the QR code's on the last page. You get 16 colors of the original color sheets. I love this paper, that it's like this recycled paper on there. 5 fragrance sticks, which are plenty fragrant without lighting them. An activity book, 20 sketches, and 5 reverse coloring artwork. Oh, that's what that is. That's right. That's a trend now, the reverse coloring where you get the design, then you doodle in it. You got the QR code, which is on the last page of this booklet, with 8 guided meditation audios, and then 5 daily reminder stickers, a refillable water brush, and 1 marker pen for the reverse coloring. So I was right. That's what you're going to use on those for doodling on those pages. So cool. I don't want to show the QR code. And then you've got your how to use, set the mood, fill the air with gentle fragrant sticks. Fragrance from the sticks, choose your canvas. your sketch of choice, meditate and reflect, scan the QR code so you can listen to the audio and get creative. Fill the water brush with water, wet the brush, swirl your favorite color and paint, and add a touch of positivity. Spruce up your space with uplifting stickers and celebrate your creation. You just did something awesome. And I, didn't want to flip over to that in case, because I'm sure the QR code is for the purchasers of this set. But boy, I think that's really sweet. And let's look at the other sets. Now, something that I'm going to say, because some of these are pretty open actually. When you're using watercolor, getting in these little details could be frustrating for somebody that has like a tremor or a shake. So you might want to think about that if you're purchasing this for maybe a really young child that wouldn't have that fine motor control, or an elderly adult that might not have the fine motor control, or it might be something to pair with some fine liner pens that they can go in and color the details with that. You can get small packs of fine liners that would fit in a set like this, but I probably would go a little bit larger if you're gonna be I feel like I have reasonably good fine motor skills, but I find the tiny little details on adult coloring book pages tedious. But I'm also not a coloring book enthusiast, so take that with a grain of salt. So that is the A6 jute kit mandalas. And then they also offer the kits with a cork cover. And I'm not sure, I was thinking you could get either cover in whatever size you want, but I could be wrong. But I will leave a link, and I'll update the video description and my review there. So this is a really interesting feeling. It feels really nice. I hope it's really durable. It's like a cork fabric. Again, you've got the gusseted pack. You've got the pen and brush, the incense, and the color sheets. I don't see stickers. Oh, there are stickers in here. They're just not tucked in the color sheets. Let's see if they're the same stickers or if they're different with each set. These are the same stickers. I think there's some more in there that didn't come out. There we go. Yep, the same stickers, the same color sheets, packed by the same person. And we've got the same, I think we've got the same brochure. So all of these must have some, or both of these must have some reverse coloring pages. So let's flip through. Oh wow, those are glossy. So I guess you would doodle some more details onto that. That's quite a glossy, it almost reminds me of like color forms. It's quite a glossy surface, so I would make sure you leave plenty of time for those to dry. And then you've got coloring books. Now this one, I think this one would be a little bit better if you're going to give it to somebody that has, because I think these are really nice gift sets. I mean, they would be lovely just to do for your own enjoyment if you like coloring. But I also think that these would be a really nice gift product. And the details aren't as extreme as they were in the A6 floral set that I beta tested, or the mandala one. That's cute. I love the little urban sketch. Yeah, these are really sweet. Now these are a little bit bigger, so they're going to be oversized if you're going to try to use them for a card. I think you could crop them out, but they'd probably be a little too big if you want to use them for card fronts. So think about that as well. If you want to give something to a card maker, you probably are better off going with the A6 size versus the A5. But if you have like elderly parent or grandparent that you would like to give a gift to, or a neighbor, something like that, to help them pass the time, ease stress and anxiety, I think these would be a really nice option. So these here have the elastic strap and the fold over cover, but things could fall out, like if you tip it like that. It does have the gusseted pocket, so you can put more things in it like I like to. I usually like to throw a flat compass in mine, a laminated sheet for extra mixing area. Sometimes I'll put even a small pouch with like a paper towel and a white gel pen and an eraser, different things like that. Plus I have the sketchbook versions. I have this size, but it's got a sketchbook in it. Might not even be quite this big. It might be kind of in between sizes. I don't have it right in here with me because it's in my car, but it is handy, and it did have the gusseted pocket too. So I love how they do improve their products as they release new things. Oh, it looks like they stuck the QR code right in the corner there. But that one has a lot of more open area. So I would say for, if you're getting this for a child, obviously there's plenty of fragrance in here. You don't need to light them, but just keep in mind, there is incense in there. Got the little elastic loop. This is nice. I'll be really curious to see how this holds up over time. I have their vegan leather blue portfolios, and they've lasted really well. So, well, it's been a few years, but it's also been a few years of being thrown in the back of my car and toted around with me, and I've had good luck with them. And then this other one is a cork one. This is the florals, so I'm wondering if it's the same as the florals that I beta tested. It'd be interesting to see if they do the A6 size in jute, because I'm just gonna put my thumb here because I don't even know if you could read that on the screen. Anyways, I don't even know if they care, but let's take a look here. Oh, look at the cute reverse coloring images. They're kind of cute just as they are, but I guess if you wanted to doodle around with them with a pen, you can. You've got the same pen, same size. Really sweet. These also seem to have pretty large designs. I'm just going to put that off the screen there and flip through like this. And it could, you know, these are nice and big. Well, maybe because one of the things I mentioned was that the spaces were really small. So maybe they redid the florals one so that it has more spaces, or maybe they're different. Maybe the A6 florals is different from the A5 florals. I'm not sure there, but I like how the spaces are a lot larger for coloring. I think for watercolor with a water brush with a medium tip, you know, it's not a super fine tip. So, I mean, you can get the details, but it would be a little bit more tedious. So, yeah. And again, you have the same inclusions that the other sets have in a cork binder. But that is the latest offering from Viviva Colors. I love their sketchbooks. I love their color sheets for on-the-go sketching, and especially when you need something really compact. So I wanted to share this because I was really curious what they were going to come out with after doing the beta testing for them, and I like that they have given a couple nice options. I would say my preference would honestly be this folio, because all your stuff gets zipped up and I tend to like to add extra things to my kit. So be that as it may, that might be your preference. Maybe you like the cork better. I also think the jute might be a little bit more durable. I don't know how the cork will hold up over time, although it doesn't feel like it wants to like flake up or anything, but I just wonder about that. That would be the way, just because I'm always throwing them in a bag or tossing them in the trunk of my car, or I'm kind of rough with stuff like this. So I'd want to make sure that it's going to last like the original blue covers do. And I'm not sure if they still have those original blue kits or not. Make sure I have that in the right one. Is that the Around the World one? I'm not even sure. Yep, that's the Around the World one. So yeah, I think they're really well made. The company is looking to be sustainable. I think they are. It doesn't seem like it's greenwashing like some companies are. And it was it's a small business, and it employs women. I like that. Actually, the owner of the company, the founder of the company, is a doctor, and he relaxed during his grueling studies by doing art, and he wanted something that would be portable. And I don't know if it's him and his family that started the business, and then they've gone out and hired more people, but it's a nice story, and you can learn all about that on their website. Like I said, I'll put a link in the video description if you want to find out more. But I thought, with the holidays rolling around, with back to school time coming around, I've got twin daughters, and they're going into their junior year of college, and I think that stuff like this is just so nice. It's so nice to give a young person, or anybody that's in a season of life where they're a little stressed. I think a lot of us are in a season of life where they're kind of stressed. So if you can give an experience, I think it's nice. And this probably sounds like a sales pitch, and I apologize, but I was just excited to see how it came out, and I have been using my folio for quite a while and enjoying it immensely. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope you enjoy. Actually, you know what? Why don't I go get mine, and I'll go find it. It must be in one of my vehicles. I'll show you what I add to mine just to make it a little bit more useful, and I'll show you what I mean about the sketchbook in just a second. So just to show you the older style, this is a magnet closure, and I wish I had the elastic strap, because when I load it up it can get a little bit thick, but this one does have the gusset pocket. The first one didn't have the gusset pocket, it just had kind of like a slit, and I was really limited to what I could put in there, so I'd have to have another bag. But this is great because this is a pen that came with it, which is a 0.5, so it's a little on the thick side. Then you get the water brush in here, and what I add to the pocket is, this is like a little plastic envelope, and I cut a little window in it, and these are just like towels. They're like those the type of towels that are like little pellet and you wet them and they're like, oh, they're a compressed washcloth is what they are. And then I just fold them out flat, let them dry, put them back in here. I think I have 2 or 3 in there. And then I just I push the little window open like that, and I dab my water brush on it between colors to clean it or to dry it off or whatnot. So I have that in there, nice and flat. I've got a piece of laminated cardstock with also, I have some tape on here, and I'll just tape, if I need to tape down an edge or a page, I just have washi tape on there. Then I've got this, which is, this was in a 4-pack. There was 4 of these, so I have these stashed in different drawing bags, but it's like a circle template with a little ruler on it, straight edge. I really like to have that. It's nice and handy. And then I've got a little pouch. I should probably trim that down a little bit so it doesn't hang out, but I'm not that bothered, honestly. I have my color sheets here in the back, still going strong. Here's my laminated, you can see where I've laminated that with packing tape. And then, because actually it got stained, and so I cut it off and I put a new piece of cardstock laminated with packing tape because I wanted to be able to see my colors as I mix them. But yeah, you can see how they look like when they've been used, but it doesn't affect their use. And I'll show you some artwork that I made with these just so you know kind of the look that you get, because they're very transparent. They're beautiful watercolor, but they are dye-based, so they're not light fast. They're for sketchbook use. And I also just put like an eraser, a gel pen, and a pencil, and I have another pen in here that's a little bit thinner just for my Inktober work, basically. And I just try to offset my stuff so that I don't have too many thick things in there. And I have a flat compass in here too. And a flat compass it's great for making arcs and circles, or even using the edge for a straight edge, but it lets you make smooth arcs and circles. I like it. I find it very handy, but we're all different. You might find it to be a waste of space, but that's what I keep in mind. And this will be in my car, or it'll be in the little table, little sailor's desk I have in my living room for when I'm doing sketching. Now this is, I've just started this one. When did I start the sketchbook? Oh, actually, I'm about halfway through it. I don't know, earlier this year? So maybe end of last year, I guess. But yeah, I'll just do quick little sketches. I don't worry about what's in here too much. But this is the one that I filled. I really like this one. This was a really thick one, and it came with the Inktober folios. I don't know if this was... Yep, this was the Inktober 2022 folio. And I really liked this one because this book had double the pages. Maybe it was 64 pages, 32 sheets. And I finished this up last Inktober because I use a bunch of different sketchbooks. But you can see these are all Viviva color sheets, just to kind of give you an idea of what the watercolor looks like. Those weren't very good. Those are from this little Amish store. I took photos of them. I really like how that one came out. I'm going to give you an idea of the paper. I'm not sure. That one might have been mixed media. I think I used some pen on that one. And you can use, I have used some other watercolors on these too, so like that was definitely the Viviva little still life from my kitchen table. And this is the Viviva, and with a white gel pen. See how the white gel pen just works really well with these? That was an Inktober prompt last year. So this paper, I will say, the sketchbook paper that they include if you buy one of their sketchbook folios is much more fragile. It is fine for painting, but if you want to do, like, you got to be careful with tape. You have to be careful with, I haven't used masking fluid on it. I think it would rip. And you got to be careful when you're erasing. But I actually used some liquid charcoal and mixed it in with a watercolor for some really cool vintagey effects. But it's got a little bit of a texture, so it's actually nice for doing, if you want to use a little colored pencil on there too. So that's probably a really good explanation of the Viviva color sheets, that like wild riot of color. That's pretty much what they're known for. But I mean, I have a ball with that little set. I've been using it for a couple of years and highly recommend it. That's with pencil. I did find, but that, actually, I'm not going to comment on it because I was using some different pencils there. I was trying those matte pencils. Yeah, there's where tape ripped my paper right there. But yeah, really like it. Highly recommend. I've been using their products for a few years now, and they've improved. They keep improving. Changes they make are always improvements, and I can't say that for all companies, because a lot of times they change things just to save money, or because their manufacturer closes and they need a new manufacturer. I find that when Viviva makes a change, they're making an improvement, and I like that. And this I've been using, like I said, very frequently for the last couple of years. I think I got it in September 2022 because I got to test it early for October, and yeah, it's held up. It is a fake leather, but nothing has ripped or puckered or anything, and it's, you know, it's held up really well. So hopefully the other covers do too. I would think the jute one would hold up a little bit better, and if I had to recommend one, I'd probably say go with the jute, just because it zips up and it is a fabric. I mean, I guess the cork's a fabric too, but I would just kind of worry about that breaking down, since it is a natural type of material. I guess jute is too, but, and you know, maybe they're getting rid of this style. I'm not sure if they still sell this style or not, but they might be getting rid of this in favor of more natural materials versus a petroleum-based material, which is what vegan leather is. It's a plastic. So so I imagine that's probably why they've gone to these materials over the leather. Oh, pricing. I'll tell you what these cost, because I saw it on my receipt that I was ushering away, so you wouldn't see my address. The smaller jute one is $45. The larger cork ones are $55. So, you know, they're a bit of an investment, but I figured with the holidays coming, it might be kind of a nice treat to get somebody that's artsy, or that maybe wants to have a hobby and doesn't really know where to go, or doesn't really have the bandwidth to learn something new. We've all colored pictures as children, and we know what to do. We know how to do that, but they're using a different material, so it's a nice way to bridge into something. And then if they feel like being creative and painting something freehand, they can use the backside of the coloring pages and have that more cold press surface, which I would consider the right side of the paper, and they can explore further that way. So it's a great company. It's a good product, and it's a little on the pricey side, but you're getting quite a bit for your money, I think. And if it's something you're interested in, you know, you can go check out their website and learn more about it. But yeah, I've worked with the company for a few years. No, worked for them, but you know, they've sent me things to test and whatnot, and they seem like really good people and always improving. So, well, there you have it. That's all I have to say. I will try to put links in for other reviews I've done of the product, so you can see the color sheets, you can see everything in like in action. These, I'm not really a coloring book person, so I will probably pass these on to friends and family members that would love to get into something like this. And I hope you found this video helpful and useful, and I'll be using my trusty, part of me's tempted. It's like, oh, I could upgrade and get a brand new thing, but it's like, I love this guy. This is so, you know, something special about having something that's older that you've used a lot. It almost has a little magic to it, I think. So, so yeah, anyway, that's all I have to say. I hope you have a great day. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy seeing new products, if you enjoy seeing overviews and reviews, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye!